everyone, it's Cass. Welcome back to my channel, What Cass Read. Today it's here. I've had a couple of you comment saying that you can't wait till I get to this video. So it's time. We're ready for it. This is my spoiler-filled review for The Hero of Ages, written by Brandon Sanderson. Ooh, it's so hard to do a spoiler-free review for the final book of a series, so let's just get to it. Were my questions answered from the Well of Ascension? Yes. Does that mean I forgive the Well of Ascension? No. I was actually quite annoyed when the first couple of chapter perspectives that we get, finally Marsh is being featured. Okay, I get it. I know why Brandon Sanderson put all of these answers at this one. I know why the pace was slowed down for the Well of Ascension, but that doesn't mean that I don't think that it would have been nice to have some Marsh perspectives. Like, if we had been thrown a bone and given some Marsh perspectives in the Well of Ascension, do I think it would have changed, like, the ultimate revelation of what the deepness was, like what these voices were? It would have been another layer of characters hearing voices, yes, but like at that point, if you don't give me answers about the Inquisitors, I would have probably just thought it was just like this like weird Inquisitor magic. I was so excited to read the TenSoon chapters. He was my new favorite character perspective aside from Sazed. I always love reading about Sazed, but TenSoon, man, TenSoon was my favorite character of this book. When we had discovered that Orsur had been killed in the Well of Ascension, that was a really big moment of panic for me because these Kandra have always been intriguing to me. That's like an intriguing character, an intriguing creature to me. And so when it was revealed that TenSoon had killed Orsur, but then TenSoon was still working with Vin anyway, I liked that, but I didn't give it much thought. And then when we were given character perspectives from TenSoon, I was actually really happy because it just like gave me more of the Kandra. Did I expect the Kandra and the answers we got from the Kandra to be what they were? No, but I was really excited to have those kinds of character perspectives. I was really excited to have that inside knowledge from TenSoon. Elend and Vin still weren't my favorite. Like, I still felt like everyone else carried this story much better than Elend and Vin did. But I will say that like Elend as a Mistborn was an interesting like character shift because like he was craving so many answers in the Well of Ascension that I feel like once he finally became a Mistborn, then he like had a little bit of backbone to him, and then he could play the political game just with a little bit more confidence and a little bit more swag than he did. So that was really fun. That was kind of cool. But I feel like him developing this confidence and he's a Mistborn like provided enough of like a character growth for me that I was really happy that they went in that direction. If he had just been like the same kind of wet blanket Elend and become a Mistborn, I don't think it would have had the same impact as it did. The Hemalurgy magic is like so dark, and I really should do like, I don't know, I did a favorite magic systems video, but like, man, this was some dark magic. It was really cool. Like, I've never encountered anything like this before. These different races being related to one another, that's not something new that I've found in fantasy books. But the type of magic that they use to be able to create the Inquisitors and the Kandra and the Colossus and how they're all interconnected, it was... that was like one of the better magical revelations that I've encountered before, and that was really cool, really dark, really gross. The way it tied in with the voices and how preservation and ruin, preservation and destruction, this like constant force back and forth, and how ruin is trying to come in and take over everybody, and the more magic that they use to create these people, like the Inquisitors, the more influence that ruin has, and then the less influence that ruin has, and that the mist was preservation all along. Like, that was not something I saw coming. The Kandra, again, I'm gonna go back to TenSoon, like the first generation, the second generation, third generation, like all of this like Kandra society and mythology, I loved it, I soaked it up. But the fact that the first generation Kandra were the original Terracemen to go to the Well of Ascension with Rashek, I was done. I was like, what? How did I not see this coming? That was way cool. The Colossus and their revelation that they were originally human, that, I didn't think that was as like critical of a revelation as the other ones were, but yeah, it's still good. It's still some answers that were tied up for me. Vin and Elend's death, that was interesting too. us being able to see Vin's perspective of the battle that's going on, and all these mistings were being, yeah, the final battle where everyone was like being snapped into Mistborn or mistings, and it was like, that was cool. Didn't see that one coming. But when Vin dies and she's having her own battle with Ruin, but like she can see everyone from this like heavenly plane, this Mistborn plane, that was cool. I'm really glad that we got that perspective, that like when she dies, that it wasn't just like final. You know what I mean? Like, I think that would have really pissed me off, that we've been following Vin for so long that we don't get to see her see things through. And I think even in her like form of afterlife, that she gets to see things through that way was really cool. Like, I just am really happy with that ending for her. All right, we've finally gotten to the part to talk about Sazed and the fact that Sazed was the hero of ages. For me, that's like the ultimate like baby, you know, being that you watch and you want to see him grow and develop into this like really amazing character, and you see him go through all these like pitfalls of emotion in the second book to see him get like the ultimate glow up of becoming the hero of ages. Oh, that was way awesome. That was way cool. And this crisis of identity that he experiences, like he has been preaching these religions over and over and over again. He thinks that's his purpose, and then he ends up becoming God. What? Like I said, talk about like the ultimate glow up for a character is Sazed. That was so awesome. And I was just so happy that like when he finally reaches the Kandra like stronghold, and then that's like the homeland, and he's getting his questions answered, like his ultimate religious questions are finally being answered. And then when he's like searching and waiting, he's like, come on, Vin, you're supposed to be the one. Come on, Vin. And then he realizes that he's the one with the power. Oh, that was great. That was awesome. You know, Sazed was always one of my favorites. It was awesome. And like the way that the little like chapter headings were written, it sounded like Sazed. I feel like I always knew that that was Sazed writing that, but having Sazed like write the history after he's already been made the hero of ages, that's a perspective that like I'll have to go back and like read some of those headers and see if I can pick up on that kind of voice. But it didn't surprise me that that voice was Sazed's, because I had always assumed that was Sazed from the chapter headings. But hero of ages Sazed? No, I did not see that one coming. I did know that Vin wasn't the hero of ages. That was a spoiler for me from a while back, probably after I read The Final Empire, because I was on Reddit and reading some theories and some threads, and they should have put a spoiler in there because it was a Final Empire thread, but they didn't, and then I got spoiled that Vin wasn't the hero of ages. I was like, well, okay. So I had never once been under the impression that Vin was going to come and save the day for Sazed at that moment, so when he finally takes up the mantle, that was exciting. So it has made me excited for second era Mistborn books, and the fact that they have a completely different feel, because I feel like the ending that we got from this like really did conclude this chapter and conclude this central dominance Luthadel setting, and so I am ready to see how things have changed into this more westernized modern gun society that we meet in second era Mistborn, and I'm really excited to see if there are any influences from this trilogy that impact second era Mistborn. 4 stars. I don't know if I said that in this review. 4 stars. I did have some people who said that they didn't get all of their questions answered in this final book, so I'd be really eager for you to put some of those comments in the comment section below. Just let me know, like, what kind of questions were you end up left with, because I felt like I had gotten all my questions answered, so I'd be really interested to hear what you think was missing from this conclusion. I was satisfied. I was really satisfied with this conclusion. Let's talk Mistborn. All the secrets are out. Let's do it. Let's talk. Put your comments in the comment section below, and then of course if you want to follow me on my social media, Instagram, Twitter, @whatcassread, you know how that goes. Goodreads is always linked down below, and then of course, you know how these videos end. I'll talk to you later. Bye.